main focus of this video is about skincare and pimples in detail. So first we're going to go over the basics of skincare, such as skin types and skin structure. And then we're going to talk about pimples, such as the types of pimples, what are pimples, how they're formed, how to prevent them, and how to treat. Skincare is really important for every teenager, especially when you're at this age, and especially since we are in our years where our hormones are going crazy. So skincare affects a lot of things, and personally it affects a lot about self-confidence. Like if you have a lot of acne, obviously you're not going to be as confident as you could be if you didn't have it and if you took care of it. It's a lot about how you view yourselves, how you feel others view you, and just basically feeling good about yourself. Also, taking care of your skin isn't going to hurt, because taking care of your skin is also taking care of your own body. And you have to learn how to love yourself. So first we're going to be talking about the skin structure. So the skin has three main layers: the epidermis, the dermis, and the subcutaneous fat layer. The main cell that takes up the epidermis is called keratinocyte. It's named this because it makes a protein called keratin. Keratin is a protein from which nails and hair are formed. New cells are constantly being produced. The older cells shed off and the newer cells slowly come up and they replace the older cells. The main function of the epidermis is to provide protection from germs and bacteria. The dermis regulates temperature and provides the epidermis with nutrient-saturated blood. It contains the skin structurized cells and structures such as blood vessels, hair follicles, nerve endings, lymph vessels, and sweat glands. Your sebaceous glands or oil glands are connected to the hair follicles. These oil glands produce sebum or oil that lubricates the hair and skin. The last layer is the subcutaneous fat layer. This is basically the layer of fat, and it can vary for people of different sizes. This fat is also an energy source, and it can also be used for insulation. So now we've covered the three layers of the skin: the epidermis, the dermis, and the subcutaneous fat layer. And now we're moving on to the different types of skin. There are basically four different types of skin: oily skin, dry skin, combination skin, and normal skin. So a person with an oily skin type will usually have enlarged pores. Pores are openings of your skin. They also correspond to the hair. Oily skin types can also appear dull or shiny. They usually have many blackheads, blemishes, and pimples, and etc. Their oily skin can be made worse by puberty or stress. Dry skin types have almost invisible pores. They have a rough complexion. Usually they have red patches because of their dry skin. They also have less elasticity in their skin. They have more visible lines, and their skin can crack very easily. A combination skin type can be oily or dry in different areas. For example, I'm a combination skin type, and I have an oily T-zone. Meanwhile, I have dry/normal cheeks and chin. A normal skin type, on the other hand, is not too oily and not too dry. They have few imperfections and their skin is rarely sensitive. Now we're going to talk about what a pimple is. A pimple is a kind of acne from excess oil getting trapped in your pores. Other forms of acne are occluded pores, so comedones, which are whiteheads, and blackheads, which you usually get around this area. And the other type are pustules. Pustules are cysts and boils. But since pimples are mostly the ones that us teenagers have problems with, those are the ones that I'm going to be focusing on. So now we're going to talk about how pimples are formed and what causes them. So pimples are formed when your sebaceous glands or oil glands produce too much oil. So these oil glands produce sebum or oil. And oil or sebum, it's good. It lubricates your skin and also provides protection to it. But sometimes when the oil is being produced, it can either get clogged because it's producing too much, or dirt and bacteria has clogged it. So basically when it's clogged, all the oil keeps getting produced and it clogs up in that pore. So this clog can produce comedones like whiteheads or blackheads. And blackheads, they're black because they have been exposed to air. But since we're talking about pimples, what it does is that the oil clogs up and it produces a bump. But sometimes the wall that keeps that bacteria ruptures. So the irritating substances and bacteria inflame your skin, which produces that red bump. So you get this acne when you don't take care of your skin, or you're having stress or extreme hormonal releases, such as during your period. So now we're going to talk about how to prevent your pimples from forming. One really important step that every girl should be doing is cleansing their face. Cleansing the face gets the bacteria and the dirt away, and it reduces the possibility of your pores getting clogged with that bacteria or dirt. But after you cleanse your face, you should also moisturize your face, because your body creates excess sebum or oil when your face is dry. Because of your dry skin and that overproduction of oil, there's a higher possibility that your pore will get clogged. So basically, those are two really important steps: cleansing and moisturizing. Another step you should do to prevent pimples is to drink a lot of water. Water is not only good for you internally and makes you more hydrated, but it hydrates your overall appearance and your skin. So if you're dehydrated, your oil glands will produce more oil because they feel dehydrated. You should also be careful of what you eat and eat many nutritious vegetables and fruits, because these provide the vitamins that your skin needs. Another way to prevent pimples are a few home remedies, which I'll be showing you videos of after this. We should try to limit our use of congestive products, such as makeup. So also, to prevent pimples, don't touch your skin a lot, and when you do have pimples, don't play around with them. So you shouldn't touch your skin because your hands are really dirty. You've touched a lot of things in your day, and whenever you touch your face, all the bacteria and the germs, the dirt that you've touched from earlier on in the day, they go onto your skin, and that can produce pimples because you're putting all that dirt and bacteria on your skin. Another thing that you can do for your pimples to prevent them is to exfoliate. And when you exfoliate, you're taking off the dead skin cells from your skin, and these allow your pores to breathe more, so it's less possible for them to get clogged up. And finally, we're going to talk about how to treat pimples. So one of the main things that you should do, if you're suddenly getting a lot of pimples, you seriously have to look at what's causing those pimples. So for example, it could be because of your nutrition, so you are going to have to change up your nutrition. Or it could be because you're using a product that is bad for your skin, that isn't reacting well with your skin, then you're going to have to change that. If it's because of hormonal problems, such as when you're PMSing and when you're menstruating, then obviously you do have to wait, but you should take care of your skin during that time. So you can treat pimples by using medication, and this medication isn't pills or anything, but it's pimple cream. So these pimple creams, they will either have tea tree oil, which helps to kill bacteria, and it's natural, so if you're into those kind of things, then yeah. But there are also ingredients that aren't natural, such as salicylic acid, benzoyl peroxide, and vitamin A. These are all found in pimple creams. Low levels of these four types of things can usually be sold over the counter, such as at a drugstore. But then if there's a high concentration value, it does have to be prescriptive. And your skin type does not affect how to take care of your pimples and how to treat your own skin. Yes, you would be using different products, but you still have to cleanse, you still have to moisturize, you still have to treat those pimples. And when you are treating your pimples, do not pick on your pimples. You could be making them worse, even if your hands are clean. Please either know what you're doing or go to a professional and ask them how to properly treat your pimples and how to properly touch them, or whatever you want to do to your pimples. So that's the end of my video. I really hope that you all learned a lot from this video about pimples and acne and all about your skin, and basically how to take care of it and be confident in your own skin. Please take all tips into consideration and stay lovely. Bye!